This is a great meal to make during the holidays times, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving.
Hello everybody, I'm a D-Mine, visual journalist for Sahan Journal, and today we're going to teach you guys something special to cook during the holiday, maybe the cold winter season in Minnesota. Tell me about it. Can you tell us your name?
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Yusra Mohamud, and I'm just a foodie. I love to cook, and I believe that food brings people together.
And tell me about the shirt. What did you do there?
Yeah, so this is Eat and Talk. This is my brand. I have a podcast that's Food for Thought, where we interview amazing minorities or unsung heroes in the community that are doing some really great things. And so we created that platform, but like I said, what brings us together is food, and a lot of things that we highlight on our podcast are food.
And tell us what we're going to be learning how to cook today.
Yeah, so today we're going to make lasagna, but my lasagna, Yusra's lasagna. It is a little bit different than your restaurant or store-bought lasagna. We do have a couple of special ingredients, and so yeah, we're going to get into it. What you need to make is some ground beef, some cheese. I like to use mozzarella cheese and Italian cheese, an onion. I prefer yellow or white onion for this. And then tomato sauce. I do prefer to make it homemade, but you can also get the jar bought. Instead of ricotta cheese, I do use Alfredo sauce. To me, it just feels like it tastes 10 times better. And then right here, we have the berbere. That is just gonna be a really nice kick into our sauce. And then of course, we've got the salt and pepper. We've got the cumin. This is really important. This is a very important ingredient. And then I like to use Italian season. However, today I'm gonna be mixing cilantro and onion granulated with parsley. And then we're gonna be using lasagna. I like to use this brand, but you can get any store-bought lasagna, and only make it for 7 to 10 minutes to boil it al dente. And then of course some olive oil. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut this onion into really small pieces. I'm gonna saute it. Right now I'm gonna be adding some oil. And by the way, as an East African, we don't measure precisely. I'm so sorry if anybody wants to copy this recipe. Now I'm gonna put the onions in, yes. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and dump this. So I'm gonna actually add some salt and pepper, some cumin, and a little bit of berbere, but I'm gonna be re-adding some of these spices later on. I'm gonna use a dash of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cumin. This is a really important ingredient. And then we're gonna use a little bit of berbere, just a little bit for now. And we're gonna let that kind of saute for another 30 seconds. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add our tomato sauce. And to use tomatoes, I always encourage you to use ripe vine tomatoes that you buy from the organic store, maybe your local co-op farmer's market. And I like to add cilantro, garlic, and a little bit of onions, and then you go ahead and you blend that together. Now, if you don't have the time for that, it's totally fine. You can buy a store-bought jar of tomato, which I do recommend using raw, R-A-O, marinara or traditional spaghetti sauce. It tastes really good. Make sure that you kind of bring down the heat a little bit, make it to a lower heat because it is gonna be simmering. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna start adding the rest of our spices. We're gonna be adding these new seasonings that I didn't add earlier, which is gonna be our onion granulated with parsley, our cilantro, and our lemon herb seasoning. All right, so right now we're letting the tomato sauce simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, and we're gonna cover it. In the meantime, I have our lasagna water boiling, and I add a little bit of salt to let the temperatures rise. And I'm gonna preheat the oven to 425 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna layer the lasagna. So I'm gonna do pasta, I'm gonna do my red sauce, and then I'm gonna do this white Alfredo sauce, and then I'm gonna add the cheese, and I'm gonna keep layering it like that. Right now I'm about to finish it off with cilantro, or you could also use Italian seasoning. This just gives it a nice kick and flavor. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover it in aluminum, and I'm gonna poke some holes in it, and we're gonna have it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And with the weather getting colder, this is what I call a comfort meal. You can make so many different versions, like a vegan or vegetarian, gluten-free. And I really truly think that it's a delicacy that everyone really likes. And it just makes you feel so warm and fulfilling. So, bon appetit.